When Ethan was 16 years old, he carried a dream that felt bigger than the world around him. While his friends spent their evenings playing games and wasting time, Ethan would sit by the window of his small bedroom. A notebook rested on his lap. Page after page, he filled it with ideas, business ideas, goals, plans. He imagined building something meaningful, something that would change his family's life forever. Every night before sleeping, he looked at the ceiling and pictured the future. A future where his parents no longer worried about money. A future where he could finally say, "We made it." For years, that dream burned inside him. It pushed him to study harder, work longer, and believe when nobody else did. But life has a way of testing people. At 22, reality arrived. Bills, rent, unexpected expenses, long workdays, short nights. The dream that once felt exciting began to feel distant. People around him started offering advice. Be realistic, get a stable job, stop chasing impossible things. At first, Ethan ignored them, but slowly, their voices became louder than his own. He worked more, dreamed less. Every year he promised himself the same thing. Next year I will start. Next year I will have more time. Next year I will be ready. But next year always became another year. Then another, then another. One morning, Ethan opened the drawer beside his bed. Inside was the old notebook, the same notebook he had filled with dreams years ago. Dust covered the edges. The pages had turned yellow. As he flipped through them, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope, but mixed with regret. Because every page reminded him of the person he used to be. The young man who believed anything was possible. The young man who was willing to fail. The young man who wasn't afraid. That night, he couldn't sleep, so he took a walk. The city was quiet, the streets nearly empty, and then he saw something that stopped him in his tracks. A giant billboard. On it was the face of a successful entrepreneur, a man only a few years older than him. Ethan read the story. The man had started with almost nothing, failed multiple times, lost money, faced rejection, but he never stopped. For a moment, Ethan just stared, because he realized something painful. The difference between them was not talent. It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't luck. The difference was simple. One man protected his dream. The other slowly traded his dream away. Not in a single decision, but through thousands of small choices. Comfort over courage, excuses over action, waiting instead of starting. As Ethan walked home, one question echoed through his mind. What would my life look like if I had never stopped believing? That question haunted him for weeks, then months, until one day, he finally made a decision. Not a huge decision, not a dramatic one, just one small step. He started again, 1 hour after work, one page, one idea, one action. That was all. The dream wasn't dead. It had only been neglected. Years later, when people asked Ethan how he changed his life, they expected some secret, some breakthrough moment. But he always gave the same answer. I stopped waiting. Because dreams rarely die all at once. They disappear through delay, through fear, through excuses, and they come back the same way, one small, courageous step at a time. So tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself one question. What dream have you been selling, piece by piece? And more importantly, what would happen if you started buying it back?